Good morning everyone. In this video, we will be talking about the newly top contender team, Shunguang Sunna Zhao. Sunna is the newly released specialized Etherfail support agent. If you want to know my opinion about her, check out this video right here. And if you want to see some of the run with this team that I've showcased, check out the playlist in the description. Here we will delve into more detailed and technical aspect of this team specifically. Now there is also another variant of this team with Dailin instead of Zhao. And this team is generally will be stronger than the Zhao variant, with some exception. One example would be if the buff gives stun mult in addition to Sunna and Dailin's stun multiplier debuff, there might be a wasted stun multiplier here, because Shunguang Etherfail vulnerability is capped at 210. But even though I say that Sunna Zhao is worse than Dailin Sunna, they both are still belong in the same tier, with very close performance with each other, making it a better decision to use Zhao with Shunguang and give Dailin to other DPS for higher total score. The general idea is, both Sunna and Zhao is a support that not only gives exceptional buffing with low management for Shunguang damage output, but also generate Etherfails for Shunguang White Form transformation. Both gives 3 per Etherfail, giving Shunguang a total of 6 for a transform. And as you know, the transformation count of Shunguang in a run determines her overall performance. And generally, you want to aim 10 transformation in a fight for a high score or a kill. Shunguang here is using her very own drive disc, with 10 build is best for general use, and other build like attack, crit damage, or damage percent for creator boss fight because of her low defense. Shunguang can use her own signature or Brimstone, though boss kill with Brimstone is unlikely without any Mindscape because that's just how valuable her signature is. Sunna is on Moonlight Lullaby, while Zhao is on Astral Voice, a really strong dual support drive disc buffing composition. They are both on ERD6 for the best and smoothest rotation, as energy regen decides how fast both of them generate Etherfail for Shunguang. Sunna especially would want more ER if she is not with her signature, but even so, I don't think she needs her signature at all. Kaboom R5 is more than enough here. Sunna or Shunguang M1 is a better one-cost investment than Sunna's signature, and you could also run Zhao not with her signature. In this case, using 2-piece swing just may be the play to keep up her Etherfail generation. But the downside to this is that there's no other defense W engine that gives buffing outside of her signature or Caesar signature. Even then, I don't recommend using Caesar signature more than any engine with HP substat. It will be harder to achieve Zhao initial HP build requirement, and you might even need to sacrifice the HP substat for more energy regen, which I think is worth it in most non-signature cases. And this is a general knowledge, but the lower cost your team build is, the higher Shunguang build substat will be required to get a boss kill. I still managed to get a kill in the season creator with 40 substat Shunguang without Sunna signature, but in the future, there's really no telling how the meta will shape up. The substat requirement might go up, or Sunna signature might be required for the little bit of damage. But here we are focusing on the rotation, not the damage calculation for the boss high HP. And with this build guideline, I believe that you don't need any of the agent signature to get a perfect 10 transformation Shunguang rotation. But to get a kill on that assault, the cost and substat requirement will be dynamic, changing depending on both HP, mechanic, and the DA buff. Let's start with Shunguang. You have to understand that the core of Shunguang rotation is managing her Qingming source stack, and her easiest way of generating this is by her basic attacks. Her final basic attack hit into the vertical hit is the sweet spot for swap cancelling into another agent for buff upkeep or EX for the next transform, though a full basic attack is just shy a bit into getting 1 stack, which means you need to do a basic attack string and some more basic or dodge counter for 1 stack. But basic attack also generate energy actively for Shunguang, and her EX generate 1 stack, so you should always do her basic in her white form downtime. Her EX does some good damage, but the duration is too long considering how tight the 10 transformation rotation is, so sometimes cancelling Shunguang EX with a quick assist is a better way to go into more basic attack for Qingming stack generation or immediately get her transform, because the +1 stack is instant at the start of the EX anyway. If in a situation with no energy, pressing special for an alternate dodge counter is a great way for Shunguang to generate stack quickly, instead of using her normal dodge counter. Shunguang can store total of 6 stack plus 3 in reserve, so it's a total of 9, right? Nope, she actually can store up to 9.9 stack. If you time the Shunguang basic attack so that she stops at 3.9 stack like this, then Sunna and Zhao give 6 stacks, she will transform, and after the transformation ends, she starts at 3.9, which means now it's faster to get her stack to 4, also getting the next transformation faster. But this only works if your Shunguang stack is not max, as with 6 stack, the meter below will not advance with her basic attack. This may matter a lot in an optimized rotation. In her white form, there are 2 main combo that she will do: E for dive, A for slash, E for going back up, E for dive again, E for using the extra Qingming stack for some damage, and A for slash to finish her with ult. Or, at the end there, you could also do E for dive, immediately A for slash, and E to go back up with the extra Qingming stack into ultimate. Both is a viable combo with minimum differences in terms of duration and damage multiplier. My advice is to just use any of that you're most comfortable with. The most important part of your Shunguang white form combo is to always keep it less than 15 seconds, at least 12 second combo max, because that's the duration of Astral Voice 3 stack buff needs to be renewed, or else all 3 stack will expire. It is a good idea to swap after your Shunguang final slash into another agent for buff refresh with EX into quick assist to your Shunguang for the ultimate. This also makes sure Kaboom stack is maxed during her big ultimate, but what you don't want to do is swap out when your Shunguang haven't spent all her Qingming stack, because getting her back up again to spend the remaining stack is too slow. But if it comes to this, the next best option is to just immediately ultimate or hold special for some damage into ultimate. Though this hold special damage is lower than doing the dive and slash, it's lessen the damage loss. But if the enemy is stunned, then it might be a good idea to cancel your Shunguang slash mid combo with her chain attack triggered by other agent. Her chain attack damage is good, and it generates the sub-ball that might matter in the rotation for the next ultimate. It gets her back up again so she can immediately follow with the dive and slash, and generally, your Shunguang doesn't care about the enemy boss stun time anyway, as her white form duration is the stun time for her. In the stun window rotation, you do have to condition the combo for manual chain input. Here, to get a double chain stun rotation, your Shunguang entry need to not trigger chain attack. We can safely do that by holding basic, not holding special, because if we hold special for holding chain here, it might be misinput into the hold special combo. After the entry is done, tap special for dive into immediately hold basic until the slash hit the enemy. Then swap to another agent and trigger chain with special tap. Then do the rest of the combo. Sunna basic attack is funny, but this is more important than you think. If she's on Kaboom, you will feel that her energy regen lags quite a lot trying to keep up with your Shunguang transformation. Sunna basic attack to generate energy actively is a great way to swap cancel your Shunguang white form closer, which also add 1 Kaboom stack, and wait for it to end before quick assist back to your Shunguang again. Sunna EX special is her way of generating Ether Fail. You need to do 2 EX for the Ether Fail generation. You can do EX1 back to your Shunguang, then EX2, Ether Fail to your Shunguang. Or most of the time, you will probably do double EX into your Shunguang for immediate Ether Fail. But holding Sunna Ether Fail by doing EX1 first before the EX2 is sometimes a viable option. Her EX hit for quick assist and Ether Fail generation is slow and kinda ass. Her EX can miss bosses in some cases. That's why after some time playing this team, I feel putting Zhao before your Shunguang is a better team composition. The team basic rotation is Sunna double EX for 3 stack into Zhao activate Ether Fail for 3 stack for 6, then quick assist into your Shunguang for transformation. You can immediately quick assist into your Shunguang and hold basic for the transformation because Sunna stack isn't generated yet. Or you can wait the quick assist until Sunna stack is generated for the immediate transformation. I prefer doing the latter. If Zhao is in the middle of her charging attack, Sunna quick assist will skip Zhao into your Shunguang immediately. This is good. And if the EX miss and there's no quick assist triggered, it's still going to be fine. Just swap backward into your Shunguang. Ether Fail will still be generated, and your Shunguang entry skill count as quick assist, so her astral stack is still refreshed for the time being. If in a situation where your Shunguang is closing her transformation while holding 3 stack, and you want to go to the next transform with +3 from Sunna EX, it is important to wait Sunna EX a bit so that Sunna Fail deployed after your Shunguang closer is done. If not, the +3 stack from Sunna Fail will be wasted if your Shunguang is still mid closer animation. and this will break the rotation. And you should always make sure that your Shunguang stack is not more than 3 at the start of her ultimate, or the overflow stack will get wasted and could possibly break the next transformation. And I believe that's pretty much the basic of this team rotation. But of course, it wouldn't be complete without a rotation breakdown. So let's see this creator kill that I did some days ago without Sunna signature. There are 10 Shunguang transformations in this run. The overview looks like this. Shunguang spent ideally more than 80% of her field time in white form. If not in white form, she gradually get +1 stack through her basic attack or her EX. Here, building 3 reserve chaining stack with her EX is more prevalent. Sunna will give +3 stack on almost every transformation, and Zhao will give +3 stack on every other transformation. This rotation loop will be reset by 2 of Shunguang +6 ultimate. We start with Shunguang and Sunna basic attack, Zhao Etherfield +3, start her charge into more of Shunguang basic attack. Shunguang basic attack gives +1, then Sunna double EX +3, start Shunguang first transformation. I'm not gonna annotate the white form combo in this breakdown because you can basically do it blindfolded. This white form combo is interrupted by the scripted shutdown defensive assist, but this is no problem, just close the white form after. Sunna basic attack during the closer, then quick assist with Zhao EX back to Shunguang again. Basic attack and EX for total 3 stack. Now we can use Sunna EX for +3 to get the next transformation. But we are not going to do that just yet. Instead, we wait for the scripted first miasmic of the boss to get some defensive assist, which after that should get her out of the miasmic phase. Without the defensive assist, the boss will go on much longer on the attack inside miasmic. And miasmic shield is bad for white form combo, since the miasmic shield will reduce any incoming damage to the boss. So it is a better strategy to wait out the miasmic phase or break it before the transformation. Now the boss exit miasmic, Sunna double EX for Etherfield. This quick assist is given to Zhao, but it's no problem, just double swap into Shunguang. This swap for entry skill count as quick assist. At the end of the second transformation, look at the available resource and start planning your next move immediately. Here, Zhao Fel is ready, that's +3, but Sunna doesn't have enough for an EX, so the next transformation would be better to get +3 from Zhao, then Shunguang ultimate for +6. We will save Sunna EX for the transformation after this one. And it is time for the boss going back into the miasma. If you fight this boss frequent enough, you will get to remember this miasmic timing. This is not hard RNG. Her miasmic timing is almost consistent most of the time if not interrupted by miasma cancel tech. So before we use Shunguang ultimate, we use Sunna and Zhao ultimate to break the miasma shield, which also gives energy refund that guarantee the next Shunguang transformation into Shunguang ultimate. At the end here, I was trying to use Sunna EX into Zhao EX into quick assist to Shunguang big ultimate, but Zhao is still locked in her charging attack animation. Despite that, this is still okay. After the big ult ends, immediately construct the next move for the next transformation. Shunguang currently has 3 stacks. Use her EX for +1. Also because her energy is overflowing, Sunna double EX for +3, and Zhao EX for quick assist into Shunguang 4 transformation. Then at the end of the 4th transform, Shunguang hold 1 stack, Sunna EX is ready, and Zhao Fel is about to be ready. So the next transformation would be using both Sunna EX and Zhao Fel for +6, with Shunguang EX for carrying 2 for the next transformation. Here, I messed up a bit by swapping into Shunguang a bit too soon before Sunna Fel deployed, making I have to transform manually by holding basic, which I thought about resetting because of it, but turns out it doesn't matter. My initial plan was to do a double chain here, but after thinking about it, it looks like creator boss fight doesn't really need chain attacks, or at least just 1 chain attack on the stun is enough, and 2 chain would be too much and wasting the time for the 10 transformation rotation. After the 5th transformation, Shunguang now hold 2 stack, and we can get +3 from Sunna here after some basic attack for energy, quick assist with Zhao EX, and basic attack to get the last stack for 6 into transformation. And as you can see here, Shunguang only need half of her basic attack for full stack because of the carried over bar from the basics before. Now at the end of the 6th transformation is where it is very prone for breaking the run. As you can see, Shunguang hold no stack and Sunna still need about half of energy for her EX. Zhao Fel is almost ready. As soon as she uses her EX, her Etherfield should be deployed. So it is really important here that Sunna do her full basic attack string for energy. And there is some downtime of white form caused by this Sunna energy waiting, making the next transformation time frame will be very tight. The best thing we do here is basic attack with Shunguang while waiting for Sunna energy for EX into the 6th transformation. The 6th transformation closer got inside the miasmic shield, which is kinda bad for damage, but this is kinda worked to our advantage here. Because as you can see, we only have 40 seconds left, and we need to do 3 more transformation. We can use Shunguang ultimate for the next transformation, but she is currently carrying no stack. Then Sunna and Zhao energy is fully depleted, making the transformation after Shunguang ultimate might become a problem. This is something that you have to think about while playing this thing. You sometimes need to think 2 steps ahead for the most optimum 10 transformation rotation. Through trial and error, I find that breaking this miasma shield in one go is the best routing, because it makes sure that the next 3 transformation will be uninterrupted with miasma shield and hopefully can kill. Plus, it will give the energy needed by Sunna and Zhao for 2 more transformations after this. And the best way to break this miasma in one go is by getting at least 2 defensive assists and use both Sunna and Shunguang ultimate for the rest of the miasma shield. Important, don't use Zhao ultimate for this miasma shield break, with reason you'll see later. Again, it is kinda waste to use Shunguang ultimate inside miasma because of the reduced damage, but it is also needed to break the miasma quickly, as it deals a pretty good amount of miasma shield damage. The most ideal scenario here is if the shield break midway of Shunguang ultimate opening, so that at least a bit of the ultimate damage inflicted outside miasma. Before the big ultimate, Sunna and Zhao EX into Shunguang quick assist for buff refresh before big ult to the next transformation. We only have less than 25 seconds here, so this rotation should be swift. Shunguang EX +1, Sunna EX 2 continuing her previous EX for +3, and here we interrupt Zhao charging into her ultimate for Ether Veil +3. This is why I hold her ultimate from the miasma previously, as swapping to her and interrupting her charge normally would get a really long stack animation, but we can disregard that by cancelling it with her ultimate into immediate Ether Veil. And on to the final transformation. Here at the 9th transformation closer, we see that Shunguang hold 2 stack, and Sunna is ready to give 3 stack. We can get the last 1 stack by Shunguang EX here. And remember, Shunguang EX duration is really long, and in this situation where time is really tight, cancelling it with quick assist is best. So we don't swap out of Shunguang during her closer this time until she uses her EX for +1, then Sunna double EX into Zhao EX, wait until Sunna Veil deployed into the 10th transformation, hopefully enough to get a kill. And this time, Shunguang didn't even need to use her closer to get a kill. And that's the breakdown. Between Zhao and Dailin team, I personally like this team more. But don't get me wrong, Dailin team also involves a high ceiling of optimization, with Dailin positive review and her free ultimate timing inside and outside stun. You could even argue Dailin team is harder to maximize the potential. But why I like this team more is because I just don't like the idea of Zhao being power creep after one patch. I would rather run Dailin in other team than gluing her to Shunguang, and I hope I can still do that in the future. If you have more questions about this team, feel free to leave a comment. I hope this video helps you, and see you next time.